Hello. Welcome to the table. It's great to be with you here tonight. Things are going to look a little bit different here in the beginning. So glad you could join us. I think we're just going to jump in. Before we begin, let's open up the records for review. Barrack's tent C8 is tested with a unique challenge: the wall, a gauntlet designed to bring real danger to the participants trying to scale it, puts C8 through their paces. Upon overcoming the challenge, the group, along with Helena and Oliver, are awarded with a day off of training. Before the day off, the group reflects on the day's training and each other's strengths and weaknesses. During the discussion, while trying to help Janik out of a tense conversation, Oliver, trying to change the subject, produces the book of perambulators to show Janik. When Cricket snatches the book, the group discovers that the pages do not contain the various pictures of the walking behemoths, but rather the scriptures, sacred to the called, an illegal text in the army of Falstat. Oliver excuses himself, but the infraction eats at Rock, who later informs Kisloff of the situation. The next day, the various members of the group spend their time on other goals that don't involve the typical day of basic training, all except Rock, who joins the other skills in training as usual. One reading lesson, a medical question, and melon dehydration later, the day off is interrupted with a serious Kisloff summoning Janik and Oliver. Oh, by the way, I am Nate Garland, your historian for this evening. Never introduced myself. Not so professional. A man in his mid-30s sits at a desk, smiling to himself as he watches the falling snow outside the window overlooking Praxstrania. The city always looked beautiful when new snow fell. He takes a sip of the tea from a chipped cup and looks back down at the sermon notes he'd been working on. He rubs his eyes and stands up to walk around the cramped apartment that serves as both his family's home and small congregation's church walls. His children's toys litter the living room from a chaotic morning, seemingly too short to get everything in order before school. He puts the toys away before sitting back down to continue his study. He's distracted again by a few Falstat soldiers walking down the street below. He says a prayer that they will hear the good news of Yanua's love for them. Looking back to his notes, he ponders the new guidelines set by Falstat for any and all religious organizations. They had the freedom to practice their beliefs, as long as the Empire was seen as the ultimate hope for humanity. The contents of the scriptures he fully believed in were dangerous for the ideals that Falstat propagated to its citizens. Unwilling to disobey the Almighty, the man's congregation had begun to meet in secrecy in an apartment too small to accommodate them. But he was thankful that the faithful were willing to meet at all. Upon finishing his notes, the soldiers that passed by below come to his mind. Smiling again, he gathers his belongings, putting on his coat and hat. It seemed the Almighty was answering his prayer quickly as he steps into the cold winter wind, preparing to share his faith with the soldiers. Thanks for joining us for episode 4 of Welcome to the Table. January 18th, 617 AC. Janik and Oliver, flanked by a dozen soldiers, are led by Kislev through falling snow back towards the center of Dekravos. The young men carry their Falstat satchels with their eyes focused on the ground. Kislev gives no indication of where they are headed, but the administration building quickly comes into view. As the group passes various squads, many stop to watch the procession. The guns drawn by the escort tell all that the two in the center disobeyed orders in some way. The two young soldiers feel their hearts in their heads. Before they realize, they're walking up the steps inside the administration building. The footsteps of the 12 others flanking soldiers echoing in the stairwell. After an eternity, Kislev stops outside the office of Kivos Thomas Leopold. He knocks on the door. The major answers. It's open. Kislev opens the door. Sir, they have brought Wembley and Shaloni. Leopold, not looking up from what he's writing, says, Good. Send them in. Kislev nods to Oliver and Janik, and a soldier behind them forces them through the door. Kislev follows the two inside. After a minute of silence, the major looks up from his writing and addresses the sergeant. That will be all, Rashik. Sir, that will be all, Kislev. Dismiss. But, yes, sir. The reluctance clear in his voice. As the door shuts, the major addresses you both. Gentlemen, empty your satchels on the desk and have a seat.
Yes, sir.
Do you dump it out? He's just standing there, just waiting.
Yeah. Is there...
There's his desk, in front of you, and he's standing on the other side of it.
I'll empty my satchel on his desk, I guess.
Yep.
And then sit down.
Oliver does the same, taking his off and pouring it out. Can you describe what's inside of yours? What would everything that would be inside?
I can't even think. So he would have like a leather-bound journal, like book, and then some writing implements, and then maybe like one of those, not like a locket, but those things like those, like the metal picture claspy deals, with a picture of his parents and his sister in it, and that's probably it.
Okay. So the major scours the books. He's opening things up. Does he see? What's inside of some of these as he's kind of looking?
So he only has the one journal, and he would see that like the first half of it is like blank pages with like just random entries about like what they've done so far.
Yep.
And then once he gets to the middle of the journal, it would be the scriptures written by hand.
Okay.
Written out.
He looks at it, looks at you, sets it to the side, continues on, like purposely setting it away from the rest of the things, and then continues kind of rummaging through, looking at what you have. He flicks open the picture, closes it, sets it down. Nothing he's doing seems like he's not being rough with your things. Sure. Just sets it down. Continues on. Eventually finishes with yours things, and you're kind of pushed aside, but he kind of keeps that journal close to him. begins to look through Oliver's things. So Oliver, like on the desk with his stuff, there is the gray, for lack of a better term, gray beanie, skull cap that Oliver has usually. So that's there. Some writing utensils that he has. Another journal that Oliver has. And then random knickknacks that like seem just out of place. You would assume probably things that remind him of home. There is even a what appears to be a old medal, some old war medal that's in there. Not it's a Delian. But that's kind of sitting there as well, and all the things. So Leopold's like parsing through this stuff, and when he picks up the medal, you see Leopold picks up the medal a little bit and looks at Oliver, sets it down, and continues on. He opens up the book of the perambulators. Begins to flip through. Takes that one and sets it close to himself. Turns around, begins to pace the office, just back and forth, sort of in a few minutes of silence. Turns to Oliver. How did it get to you? Oliver just is sitting there. Doesn't answer. He looks at you.
Did you say, how did it
get there? Yes. How did it get here, essentially? Interesting writing skill.
Thank you.
You know that this is not allowed, correct?
Yes.
He takes your journal, and the sections where the scriptures are at, he looks at you, rips them out of the journal, closes the journal, slides it back over towards you, crumples up the paper, walks over to the fireplace that's inside of his office, throws it in. Walks back over to Oliver. I'm going to ask you again, Skilf. How did you get these into the camp? Oliver looks up at the major. I stashed him in my coat. Leopold kind of scratches at his face. How did they not check you upon arrival? And Oliver's a bit nervous as he's here. They were actually about to, and right before the pat down, I don't know, the soldier got distracted. There was some fight that broke out. It rushed me through. That was before I got out of the transport. He takes Oliver's book. The whole thing. Throws it into the fire. Stands there, his back away from you guys for about a minute while the whole thing kind of burns up. And it smells like the front cover of the perambulator book is like, gives off a kind of a nasty smell as it kind of burns up from the paints that were used and all that. He turns back around and like quickly goes right at Oliver and grabs him on the front of his shirt and pulls him towards across the table and says, "How could you be so stupid?" And you've never seen, anytime you've seen the Major, he's been very calm and collected. So this is kind of a shock. And he looks at you. He says, "You do not repeat anything in this room. Do I make myself clear?"
Of course.
Puts Oliver back down. You cannot bring that religion here, you stupid, stupid boy. You look at Oliver, who's staring. He's kind of just like, there's a little bit of defiance in his face as he's sitting here. He's not saying anything. And there's more of a pause, and Leopold continues. You are so very lucky that you are under my command. Do you understand that, Wembley? Oliver looks at him, and there's like anger that's starting to build. You can see his face is getting a little bit red. What am I supposed to thank you? Leopold says, "You watch your tongue." The punishment for this is death. Do you realize that? If you were anywhere else, you would have been strung up the moment this was found. Gets up again and starts to pace, kind of talking to himself. What to do? Oh, you stupid boy. He looks at you, Janik, again, as he's kind of talking. I promised your mother that at least I could keep you alive here. Do you understand that?
He's saying that to Oliver.
He's saying that to Oliver.
Oh.
And Oliver, like in the middle of this, Oliver speaks up and says, "Oh, now family matters, huh? Is that?" And again, Leopold cuts him off. "You will not speak to your superior that way." First, you get on a bus with your brother's name to get here. A summons not meant for you, but for your older brother. You have the gall to do that. And you bring that phony religion with you. What are you planning on doing? Proselytizing? You stupid child. And Oliver looks at you. And he looks a little bit embarrassed at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He looks back at the major. Kind of gets that. The face goes back to one of like a rebellious look on his face. Mm-hmm. Insubordination. Do you know it's his wedding today? Liam gets married. After that, he goes to school. You were invited. Thomas is silent for a bit. I do not. My family is here now. And the reason why I'm going to try to keep you alive is for your mother. There must be consequences. Jeloni.
Yes, sir.
If you mention to anyone the conversation in this room, it will be the last conversation you have. Do you understand?
Yes. He's not smiling, I'm smiling. Sorry, I'm so nervous. This is so tense. Oh. I understand.
You'll both spend a week in the pit. Hopefully, you will learn your lesson. And I won't have to kill you. Stupid boy. Oliver speaks up again. Yeah, I took Liam's name. Do you know why? That's what brothers do. And Thomas narrows his eyes. There's he's just his hand is just shaking.
Janik just kind of looks at the ground, trying to avoid eye contact and leave whatever this is.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of maybe takes a step back.
Mm-hmm. Leopold doesn't yell again. I mean, he raises his voice, but not at you both. He says, Kislav, take them to the holding cell. Door opens up. Kislav enters. Of course, sir. Wembley, Shaloni, come with me.
Yes, sir.
So you're led out of the room. And you head back down the steps of administration. All the soldiers kind of still there. Kislov doesn't say anything. You go down past the first floor where you would have entered, continuing down a about another 2 floors underground. And there is like a number of, kind of like holding cells, like it would be like a jail essentially. Not a prison, but like an overnight sort of jail. That would be like in a police station or whatever. Kislav opens up one of the cells and looks to both of you.
Did we get our stuff back? Okay, I didn't think so.
Nope. Kislav says, "Sleep well!" And they all exit.
Yes, sir.
It's just you and Oliver inside the holding cell.
So this is the pit.
I don't think this is the pit.
Oh. So is Seth is failing. Where did I put it? Just the different ranks I'm getting mixed up in my head. So Kivos is major, and Reshik is sergeant.
Yes.
Okay. I keep getting Kislav and his rank mixed up. Okay. Yeah, great. So Janik would say to Oliver, so the Kivos, is he your uncle?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
Wow. Well, thank the Almighty.
I wasn't actually sure if he was gonna let us live.
Yeah, neither was I.
I'm sorry, Janik.
That's okay. But he was right. That was really stupid.
I thought maybe it was a stupid thing to think. Bring them along, share the good news. To maybe I was just, I don't know.
There are other ways to share the good news without having the book with you. Have it up here.
I see you. Well, I figured you had some sort of copy on you. Do you believe?
Yes. Yeah, sort of.
What does that mean?
Well, when you're from where I'm from, not to say you have to believe, but it's just expected.
I guess.
We're his chosen people.
So it's more of a family thing.
I mean, I believe, but I don't know. I read in the scriptures about all the people that like the prophets that he talked to. It's never happened to me. Does that mean he's not really there? I don't think so, but I don't know.
I mean, this is how I was taught. all of those words written from the beginning to the end. Seems like he's speaking to me.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess when you put it like that. Yeah, I mean, when you're raised in it like we are, there's certain parts of it that, make sense, and you really feel it in your bones. All of the things that he did for our people. But then you're here in Parthas. Everybody hates you. So sometimes you're like, couldn't you have picked someone else?
My guess is you're not. Do you think you knew it is who he said he was?
Sorry, your accent was really thick this time.
Do you think Yanua is who he said he was?
Oh, yes, Yanua. Well, I mean, if my great-grandfather was in the room, I would say, I don't know. That Yanua, he was kind of wild. But he's not here. So I would like to think that he is who he said he was. I read a really smart man once who wrote, he either was who he said he was a lunatic, or he was lying. So I hope he's not a lunatic. And if he was lying, well then he can't be who he said he was. So then he has to be who he said he was. Because all the things he said were pretty cool. Pretty good. But that was a long time ago. But I think about, all of the things that he did, not just for my people, but since. There were some great things. There were some not great things that people did in his name. I look around and I see the state of our world now, and I don't know, it's just a lot. But I am comforted every time I read his words, so that's something.
I have to admit, after coming here, learning who this empire is, you wonder how he could let it happen.
Yeah, they're pretty awful. I mean, did you see that wall that we climbed yesterday?
That was...
Do you know how expensive that contraption must have been to build? And yet here we are in the cold eating, like, gruel.
It was...
I mean, the priorities of this place.
It's really strange. It's an odd thing to do.
It's so...
It comes down to
it baffles me. Like, we could be eating so much better if they would just have a normal wooden wall.
You know, I didn't think about that. It's a little ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
Thanks for that.
It's canon now. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I believe that he's out there on his fancy shiny seat and that he's watching over us, but beyond that, I don't know. I take comfort in his words when I can and just try and keep my head down. really don't want to be here, but didn't have a choice.
I don't know.
Try not to let them turn me into a weapon.
That's why I thought maybe. Yeah. So my mom's a surgeon. Well, she was in Bast.
North or south?
South.
Okay.
But
It's all right. South Past isn't that bad. The view's pretty nice.
in any case, so she taught me a few things. How to treat a wound and, simple stuff. But I never, well, not that we could ever afford it anyway. But it would have been nice to maybe go to medical school. But my dad from Gale, don't know if you can tell by the accent.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's thick.
Well, yeah, so she fell in love with a farmer from Gale. And that's where I grew up.
Checks out.
So, which, when we were visiting for a time, we have a P.O. box out there with family. And I was sent to go get the mail. What do I see but a summons letter from the Empire addressed to Liam, my older brother. Yeah, I opened it. Just
Obviously. Here you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to start a new term at the university.
Oh.
And philology, languages. It's kind of my thing. My mother's a professor there.
Is she?
History, antiquities, archaeology. She's really cool, apparently. All the students love her. I think she's great, but I'm biased, I guess. But my father is a baker. But anyway, I was starting the term in my homeroom, and they just barged right in and took all of us.
No warning, nothing.
No. The professor had just started his opening remarks of his lecture when there was a knock on the door, and Falstat soldiers marched in and took all of us, all the men. Some of the women.
I don't understand.
I don't either. Like, aren't we separate countries? How can they do that?
They come and then they say, point your weapon at the Adelian. That's everybody I know.
Yeah. It's messed up. How did your uncle get mixed up with them? He sounds Adelian.
I don't know the full story, but...
And Morvith. She's Adelian.
Yeah.
What is up with that?
I feel like there's... I've heard the accent around. You wonder, like... Did...
I don't know.
What convinced him?
It's very strange to me.
From what I know, my uncle and my mom used to be on good terms. Your siblings, it's what you do, right? But I think his His dad was hard. His dad was hard on him. His dad fought for Adelia and so my grandpa.
Is that whose medal you had?
And I think it pushed him away.
I can't relate. I'm sorry.
My dad's great.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, my whole family's in North Boston right now. Mostly. Yeah, no, they're all there. I had a cousin who lived in Dustershot for a while, but he didn't like the mountains there. I think there are mountains there. Seth can't remember if there are mountains there. Either way, he moved back. Wanted to be closer to family. But we're all there. Well, we were all there. Now I'm here. Thankfully, none of my cousins are old enough.
So you said a sister.
Yeah, I have a younger sister. She's thankfully not old enough either. And so far, she hasn't shown any signs of having the gift, so hopefully that'll keep her off their radar. Is radar a thing in this world? I don't know. Canon, it is now. Yeah, no, we were always taught growing up not to gather in public. As in, like, gathering, not meeting.
Understood.
But
Although
we weren't really allowed to do that either until recently.
It is interesting. There's a lot of...
Yeah, people don't like us.
But I've never run across anyone who is able to do it. But,
really?
I mean, I got a friend at home who's a stallion, but he doesn't.
Yeah, I guess my dad did tell me that not everyone can do it. He can.
Really?
My dad. It's one of the reasons why he's a baker.
That is so cool.
Yeah, he's burned a lot of bread over the years. But anyway, I digress. So are we in this cell for a week, or are they moving us somewhere else?
I don't know.
Well, even though it's only probably 9 a.m., might as well lay down.
It actually is later in the day.
Or it's later in the day.
It's,
I don't know what time it is.
Most of that day has gone through. It's actually probably close to night now.
Was that the same day that we... This
It's
is
the break
This
day.
is the end of our break day.
Yep.
Got it.
End
I
of
was
the break
thinking
day.
it was the
Yep.
next morning.
Yep.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Then never mind. I take that back. It's late. I'm gonna lay down.
Sounds like a plan.
But I'm glad we're not dead.
Me too. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Night, Janik.
Good night.
All right, let's bring everybody in.
Bring them back! Oh man! So tense! We almost died. Oh geez. Hopefully my typing noises aren't too loud.
Well,
Anyone in the chat comment on my typing?
yes. They said you should have your job as a secretary.
Oh, why thank you. I'm actually not that fast on a typer.
We have
Come
no
on
idea.
in.
We don't believe you. Are you alive?
We don't know.
You don't know.
knows?
We do not know.
I don't
You don't
even
Is he
know.
alive?
No, I know.
Only set antiques notes.
Just don't look at my screen.
Right? I'm not looking at your
No
screen.
peeking at my screen.
I'm not going to peek at your screen. I'm looking you in the eyes.
Ah, don't do that either.
Why? Is there a reason I should know?
Ah, he doesn't have eyes. Yannick has no eyes.
You
I'm kidding.
no eyes?
Kidding. That
That's
did not
what we
happen.
missed.
Yannick did not have his eyes taken out. Not yet.
Oh,
Who knows? Maybe.
Was this the music playing?
Nope.
No. But it is now.
I was gonna say.
I'm so scared.
You should be.
Don't say
This is the
that,
current
please.
music?
So much stress.
You got that? Everything in? Everyone settle in.
Oh my gosh. This is why I don't eat real food before we play. Shay.
Barfing is
Yeah,
good
I'm
for
gonna
the
be on
stream.
this shit. Shay.
Ready?
One.
Do I have a choice? Never.
January 19th, 617 AC. Good morning, Decravos. I thank you for joining us for this demonstration. You're all gathered here to witness what happens when you participate in insubordination. May you remember, you and all of Decravos are shivering in the cold, behind administration, looking toward a makeshift stage assembled for today's purposes. Covered by the metal lid. Oliver is led over, his hands lifted up by the soldiers near him. The chain binding his hand is set into a hook in the mechanism. The soldier kicks the young man's feet near him, and excuse me, I cannot read. The soldier kicks the young man's feet out towards the hole, and he falls in, suspended by the chain. The soldier begins to manually turn the crank on the machine, lowering the boy into the darkness. Lift your hands off the hook, the soldier yells into the hole. After a pause, they retract the cable, and Janik is similarly lowered into the pit. Leopold turns back to the crowd. Skilf Morford Bowen, please step forward. As Wembley is your pupil, it is your responsibility to make sure he is fed. You will be on half rations, as Wembley will receive half of yours. This happened under your watch, and yet your comrade was the one who reported it. This will not happen again.
Yes, sir.
As for Shaloni, Shik Kislov, please step forward.
contraband, and you told me that you thought it was contraband.
I didn't know what it was.
You said you thought it was contraband, and clearly
You didn't have to report it.
That's the rules, though.
Since when have you cared about the rules?
Since now, since I'm trying to do the right thing.
Since when? Now? You decided that now. What about the 23 years, your whole life, or however old you are?
I've found my purpose. The army of Falstat's treating me well. Why would I not do the same?
How are they treating you well?
They're giving me a purpose.
They're
like
giving
I
you
said.
gruel, and they're shoving you down a pit.
I can go out there and I can fight to free our country.
Yeah, and I
from
hope
oppression,
you do, and I hope you die.
Or I can go back to the mines and live and die in the mines.
Either way is good enough for me.
Yeah, well.
Well, you can have half of my food too. I won't need it.
It's alright. You do need it. You're a growing young man.
You win a quarter. A quarter of mine, a quarter of yours.
Sure.
That equals half to him.
Sure. Thank you.
Hope you're happy, Rock.
I'm very happy.
Happy to see two of your comrades lowered into a pit because of a book. You think that's right? You think that's...
You think they're gonna come out stronger or weaker?
I think they're gonna come out weaker.
I think they're gonna come out
They're
stronger.
gonna come out half less fed. Muscle lost.
They're not gonna be working out down there. They don't need as much food. Does it suck for them? Sure. Are they
How
gonna
is it
learn?
gonna make them any stronger?
They're gonna learn their lesson.
What
Falstat
lesson
doesn't
is
mess
that?
around. First of all, they should be dead right now.
What is the lesson that they're supposed to learn right now?
To obey the rules.
For what purpose? How is a book breaking the rules?
It doesn't fall in line with what Falstat wants us to know.
What book was it?
I don't know. He told me that it looked like contraband. After all, it was inside of another cover.
Alright.
It was a mech book, and he said it definitely wasn't the mech book. Why would he be hiding it?
I thought it was a diary.
I'm out of here. I leave. Go back
Do you
to
have
the
any
team.
idea what book would be banned?
I don't want to be like you and make assumptions.
It seems as though my assumptions were right.
Regardless.
Why do you sound angry?
Once they're right, sometimes they're not.
You think I did the wrong thing?
I don't know.
Sounds like your superiors thought that you should have been the one to report them.
I didn't know what it was.
You're smarter than me, so I think you did know that it wasn't something that he should have.
I didn't.
Well, can you enlighten us on what potential books would be of such a threat to Falstat that they would imprison somebody for having it?
Too many to name.
Guess we'll never know. Guess we could ask them when they get out. A week is not a long time.
I suppose. Why do you care what it was?
Oh? I mean, I feel like I had a part in putting them away. I'd like to know what they were put away for.
Then I suppose you'll have to wait a week.
It's fine by me.
Actually, I rolled too low to see what it was.
Oh.
I never saw
Well, my
it.
que-
I don't know what it was.
My question still stood.
Yeah,
like,
I tried
what-
to leave, but it's really dark out there. There's no... I can't see anything. So I'm back in.
That's very cricket. I'm leaving, guys. I'm back.
I'm
It's
back.
dark out there.
Yeah, I will take my half ration
Okay.
to Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming this is a breakfast, lunch, and dinner thing.
Mm-hmm. Everything that you are eating you can only have half of it, essentially.
And how?
3/4.
How,
Or, yeah,
how am I accessing?
So there's always a guard. There's always a guard stationed there. So they know who's supposed to bring the food. So upon that, they'll open it up, and it is like there's no ladder. There's no nothing. It's essentially you're just dropping it in and yelling like, "Hey, you need to catch this!" Essentially, every time.
Yeah.
So.
Oliver, good morning.
And you kind of see, like, because they
Dark.
pull it back a little
Yeah.
bit, and so every time, like, when it opens up, he's like squinting up. Oh wait, I hear your voice. Just a second.
Hi, it's Morvid. Yep, take time.
Are you bringing me food?
I am your breakfast,
Thank you.
and I will do my best. Can I like lower it down in my jacket? Like, can I take it? Like,
So
wrap it
from
up?
and you can try from essentially from this top of where you're at to where he's standing is about 20 feet.
Phew. Okay. Actually, it might just be better for because it's gruel. It's in like a bowl, like it's just wet and open.
Yep.
It might just be better for me to drop it if you think you can catch it.
Okay. And you see him like look at you.
I back up to the wall. Like, how big is this pit?
It's
Oh,
probably
we're in it together.
yeah. It's not very big. It's
Like-
like 15 feet across.
Oh, that's plenty big. I go all the way against the wall and
Okay.
try not to get splashed.
Yep.
All right, and I'll just like.
Drop it.
Wait a minute. Is the gruel? It's liquid, right? I will help her
Okay.
and use a harvest
Okay.
to catch her.
Sure. Sure.
Drop.
Give me an instinct check.
Oh no.
Oh,
you-
it's good. It's good.
You're good.
We all got nervous.
He's like holding it, and it's
That's
good that you did because he did one of those things like if you ever seen somebody try to catch a fly ball and they're just like this, but it's completely just over here, so it falls like this way, and you got it. Thank you.
Grab the bowl.
Thanks a lot.
It's a good thing it's wet.
You two are lucky. It could have been solitary confinement. No contact at all. That is from my research. Not fun.
Yeah, well, we've been here for approximately 3 hours, and I can tell you, it's not fun.
It could be worse.
That's true.
We could be dead.
You could be
Quick
dead.
turnaround. It's not fun. Could be worse. That's true. Immediately.
Very teenage.
You're right.
Rely on one another.
What about Yannick's food?
Kislav will be coming. Hopefully.
Just one half of mine.
Let me know if he doesn't. I'll be back later.
Thank you, Mom.
I can only catch gruel 4 times a day.
You're welcome.
Sounds like plenty.
Oh wait, not for everything.
More than 2.
Yeah.
There's more than one of them.
And the guards are standing right there.
What are the guards' names?
The guards' names? Fish and chips.
They are not.
That's their like call.
You asked me.
sign.
You asked me the NPCs that
Fish
I
and
just
chips.
didn't think about. So their names are Fish and Chips.
That's their nicknames, obviously.
Yeah, it's like the
Nick-
call.
Fish and
Mr. Fish, Mr. Chips.
Skills chips.
Skills. Fish and skill.
I'll turn to the guard. Fish. Actually, chips looks friendly. No. Are they allowed anything while they're down there? If I receive some books for Oliver to study with?
Good luck with the light down there.
Oh, right. But it would be allowed.
The last thing he needs is books.
They could figure out how to have light.
I'd ask Kislov.
Right. Thanks anyway. Good luck.
Thanks.
Is the pit... What is the pit made out of?
Metal.
Like, on all 5 sides?
Yep.
Okay.
It's all metal. And by the way, no facilities.
Sure.
Nothing to sleep on.
Sure.
It is a metal box.
Sure.
If you guys are still at the mess tent or wherever you are, I'll come find Cricket.
Well, while you were doing that, I want to ask, like, Rock would just be like, what do you think? Would you have reported them if you knew it was contraband?
Of course, it's my duty.
Thank you. I'm feeling hostility here. Like, I did the wrong thing for doing the right thing, so it feels like maybe we agree that gotta obey the rules, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Of course.
That's all.
Am I here?
I think now. That would have been like while you were outside.
And I did say that I left. I was joking when I said I came back because of the camera being off. But, yeah, so I left. I went back to the tent.
I'll come find you at the tent. Cricket,
Yeah,
do you think you could do me a favor?
depends. What's the favor?
I need you to rig something for me.
Well, sounds like something I might be able to do. Well, what do you need rigged?
Something to lower food into the pit. It's quite a long ways and it might not always turn out well like it did today. Maybe a harness or...
Well, with my experience in the mine shafts, I think I could rig something up. I could used to use these buckets.
Yeah.
With the pulley system. We could just do something like that,
I
probably.
would appreciate it.
All right, I'll get on that. Is there like a supply shed or something?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna head to the supply shed then. Guess I'll grab some buckets, some rope, pulley, and I'll whip something up pretty fast.
Last time I tried to tie knots, it did not go well.
Hey, Morvid,
Yeah, Cricket.
did Oliver deserve it?
I can't answer that.
Didn't seem like he did anything to me.
Well, someone decided that what they had indeed was contraband.
Well, I don't think he was wrong, to be honest. It didn't seem like he was very excited to tell me what it was. Yeah, actually, he shouted it at me. Said it was the scriptures, but I don't know what that is.
You don't? Of course not. Falstat would never have.
Maybe Rock's right. I don't know. Maybe I was too hard on him back there.
This one?
He is my brother after all. Anyway, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Literally.
Oh no!
We got spill.
Oh, we do? Oh.
I'm at the tool shed.
Hey,
tools.
I think
Oh my God.
it's 7:30, so I think now's a great time for a break.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Want to do some flipping around here on some of the sound stuff. So we'll
Figure it out.
we'll reconvene about 10 minutes.
Yay!
We'll be back. And we're back. It's been a few days since Janik and Oliver were lowered into the pit. Typical days of training. The squad has been put through their paces still. It's cold, snowy, but you guys' thoughts will turn to your comrades in the pit, here and there. You know, daily bringing them the rations. You have been fed. Kislev reluctantly
Bless
has been
him.
giving you his food. Can you make me a logic check, Cricket?
For our bucket?
Bucket. Bucket song. That is a 10.
Yeah, so you kind of rig this thing up, and the soldiers allow it as long as they don't have to put it up every time, essentially. So you've kind of been using this thing, though the first time that you guys, like, that it's used, you guys are away, and Kislev shows up, and he opens it up, and he looks at this thing, he puts it inside, he's staring at you, and every time, like, you know, that metal opens up, you guys are squinting at the light coming in, because there's no light down here whatsoever. You cannot see the hand in front of your face. And as he lowers it down, you know, comes close, so you kind of are ready to reach, pulls up on it, so the whole bucket swings and just dumps the stuff kind of like on you, like all of the gruel that was inside. Oh, that was unfortunate.
No.
Cranks it back up.
Can I? You said it's snowing.
Gosh.
Just
We're gonna end
before,
up down there
Oh
longer.
my gosh.
it's dark, right?
Yeah.
Can he see in?
Probably not. I mean, a
As-
little bit, like where the light would
Yeah,
come
yeah, yeah.
down.
I would imagine that Janik would be where the light is not.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing the snow, seeing that there's snow, I'll just the pull at the snow under his feet, make him
Kind of slip a little bit.
a little bit
Uh,
as he walks away.
Give me an
Trying to kill
instinct
this
check.
man.
He falls into the hole.
That is a 10.
Yeah, so you do it in a way that it's just like he thought maybe he just missed, like there was some black ice that he just didn't see. Whoa! Like kind of like, and he doesn't like fall all the way, but you kind of hear like an angry sort of yell, and then like trying to get up sort of thing and fall again. And it's like, and one of the soldiers above, you just as the metal lid is being shut, you swear you heard just a small little chuckle.
From Chips.
From Chips.
Yeah.
Love chips.
If I can get my hands on like a small box of matches, I would love to grab one of the medical books from one of the ones Oliver was studying and try to slide the matchbook in there and lower that down with one of his meals.
Okay. Yeah, you put all of that inside the bucket. And at this point, it's become one of those things that the soldiers are just like, do what you want, do what you're doing. They don't care. All of these guys get bored because they're standing here all day.
Yep.
So eventually, they don't even check what's happening, and you just lower this stuff down. And so, as this bucket lowers down, and you guys look inside, so what's all there?
Just one of the medical books, textbooks, and a matchbox. Keep your mind busy.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
You can kind of see them take everything out, and Oliver is he's like looking around because you guys know it's just like damp down here. So he just takes this. He actually because you guys are just kind of undershirts, and it's been cold and wet.
And we're in a metal box.
In a
so
metal
it's
box.
Really cold.
He just rips like some of the off of their shoulder and kind of wraps up the matches and just tries to find the driest spot to kind of.
Yeah, I'll help him by harvesting the water in the box, like off to one side.
Yeah.
Like every day, just like
Water.
keep the dampness to one side of the box.
There's a water corner, and there's
A solid corner.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Be careful that you don't burn too long with the door closed. Don't want to smoke yourselves out.
Good
I'm
point.
sure there's some
They're just
gases
matches.
down there.
And more talking to you, Janik.
Oh, I wasn't planning to do anything too crazy down here.
By the way,
No,
at this,
please don't.
I should say at this point, both of you are feeling pretty ill. You've been coughing and because you just can't get dry, you can't get warm. It's just consistently just awful, and the half ration, so you're hungry. You're tired because you have not slept. It is impossible to sleep while down here, and the darkness that just kind of surrounds you guys. You like talk, and then you go silent, and then you talk, and then you go silent, just for hours, because eventually because you're both exhausted. But there's no reprieve
Yeah.
at all.
I think every now and then, in those moments of like mind numbing, like back and forth, Janik would recite whatever our version of Psalm 23 is in
Istalanian.
Istalanian. Just kind of to himself under his breath.
Oliver joins in sometimes.
No,
But-
you're pronouncing it wrong. It's more like this. There you go. That's better. It's hard with your accent.
It's tough.
It's not an
As-
easy language.
As soon as I hear any kind of like coughing with you guys down there, I will just start lessening my ration so that Oliver gets more as the week goes on.
Okay.
Same.
Good to know.
And also, I've been working with Lydia to write a very short note to send down. It says, "Hi Oliver, how are you? Love cricket." And it has a picture. I drew a picture of me in the mech underneath it. And I
The
sent it
picture's
down.
probably really well done, though.
Yeah.
But the words are like.
Yeah. And then it's P.S. You too, Janik. But it's like really small at the bottom because I drew a really big picture and I forgot. And
During the week, Kislev would just kind of you notice that he is not so hard on you as he is hard on everybody else. And the one night he is actually standing outside of the tent as you guys are like in and out, getting ready for lights out, and he says, "Amadev."
Yes, Reshik.
He looks around and he says, "I got this." There's a bottle in his hand. He's like, "But I don't think I can finish this myself." So he's looking around, making sure you guys are kind of like around the side of the tent. Of course, you a glass. For the greater good.
For the greater good.
I wanted to tell you, I've been to Scout.
Really? Not many people have. What were you doing then?
He's just passing through. It was when we were. I think it was patrol, heading towards. There were talks of rebels in the mountains close by.
Yeah. I remember a couple of years back there was the rebels, they took over the hot springs. We couldn't go to the hot springs all winter. That was probably them. I mean, I seem to remember a lot of bodies getting hauled down from the mountains. I don't know if that was you or them, but
Yeah, it would have been a few years ago. Yes, I couldn't put the time on it anymore.
this really warms you up.
Absolutely, it is cold
I
today.
still got a little bit of a chill on my bones.
There you are, my friend. There you are, my friend. I tell you what. When this is done, when this training is done, I want you in my squad, Medvedev.
Like I wouldn't be with the rest of my training group.
Yes. I should say this is one of those things that I have to take everybody. I want you.
Okay, yeah,
Does that
yeah.
make sense?
I mean,
This-
you know, like we got a good thing going. We're hitting it out of the park with your leadership. Like you've seen the training skill. Now,
Yeah, no kissing up.
no, I'm not. I mean, it's less you. It's more us. I mean, I feel like we mesh really well. I mean, like when do we get put on assignment? I mean, I feel like we're sort of just kicking our feet up in the air here.
1 more month of basic training. And then
More
assignments happen.
giant mechanical obstacle courses, or
They spend a lot of money on that thing.
I would think so, and
It's very expensive.
it was really easy to beat.
That, my friend, is because you are exceptional.
Only the best for Falstats. All I gotta say.
I should say this is not my first bottle.
I can't tell, Reshik. I can't. I really can't.
So, I have to tell you, I am so hungry because I only can eat half my food.
I mean, I'm sorry. I would think that you weren't on rations because you're...
No,
Right.
it is because you told, and then I am on that rations too.
Well, I told you, which is what I was supposed to
You
do.
did the right thing. But I might ask for some of your food.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I'll give you some.
Sure.
That's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna... Like, I see we're like a quarter of the bottle. Are you done? I think you're done. Well, can I just here? Let me just take the bottle.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
You have
fair.
do you want me to walk you back to your tent? You need an escort?
I wanted to ask you.
Mooch.
I wanted to ask. What was I going to ask you? Bowen.
Bowen.
Yes, Bowen. Do you think she respects me?
I think she's a hard read.
Be honest, Skill.
I don't know. I think she's a little sour because of her demotion, and I think that. Well, let's walk. We're walking. I think she respects you in like a general. I've got like my arm like up around.
Like I'm strong.
Yeah, I think she respects you in like a general way of like.
Like I'm a general.
Yeah, I think that she. Yeah, like a general. Like I think that she thinks that you can go really far. It's just like she doesn't feel like as a skill she can help you. So like I think like she was feeling way more like stumbling up the steps to your thing. I think that she just feels that like maybe like if she had a higher rank like she used to, like then she could get you to where you wanted to be, you know?
Like both of us success.
Yeah, it's like they say a rising tide lifts all ships.
I've never heard that phrase.
Well, a rising tide lifts all ships.
Rising tide lifts all ships.
I'm like putting him on his bed, like
Rising tide lifts all ships.
mm-hmm.
The rising tide lifts.
Putting his blanket over him. Just rolling him over to face the wall.
Rising.
And then I'm gonna just walk out of the tent, and is the contraption at the hole? Mm-hmm. So I'll go over to Fish and Chips, And I'll be like, hey guys, what's up? Like, here. And like, I'll give them one and like notice, like, be like, you have to share this. Like, share. And then I'll put the contraption up, or I'll try to put the contraption up, and I'll send the rest of the bottle down. But I'm not going to say anything.
You see. Are you near the hole when he opens this one up?
I mean, I'm in the hole.
Yeah.
No,
I'm kind of trapped. I was out to the shops, actually.
I thought I'd go for a walk.
I popped out for a minute.
He went to the local shopping center.
Are you near the hole? Within 15 feet. Yeah.
I'm within earshot.
Oh my gosh.
A simple yes or no will suffice.
Yeah, I am near the hole.
So as the bucket's lowered, are you visible when you're doing this?
I mean, I don't know how hands-on the thing is. Like, do I have to physically lower it? Then I guess I'm visible.
I mean, you don't have to be seen though, because
Yeah.
the way that I imagine it, it's like here.
Tell us, Cricket, how you
Yeah.
built
So
it.
it's a pulley system.
Out here.
Okay, so pretend this is the hole. This is the
That's my
thing.
pencil.
Pulley system is at the top. Here's
Okay.
the bucket, and there's a crank at the bottom here at the ledge.
Where's
So
Janik?
Yanik is right
In the hole.
In the hole.
And the bucket drops down with the alcohol, and he can be either seen or unseen.
We never said it was alcohol. That's a crazy assumption.
the bottle of
A
stuff
liquid that warms you.
that made Kislav very, very friendly.
Fuzzy.
Definitely fun.
So that's how.
Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to hide myself. I'm just not saying anything. So, like, they could potentially see me.
Okay.
Potentially not. Depends.
Oliver just kind of stares at this thing, looks at you.
I turn to fish and chips, like, as I'm taking the thing. Like, they took the bottle out, I'm assuming.
What's that?
They took if they took the bottle out, I'll, like, bring it back
Yeah,
up.
they
And
take
I'll,
it
like,
out.
turn to fish and chips and be like, leave the thing open for a couple minutes. Like, let them have some light. And if they ask, just say, just keep them warm, and you don't need to tell them it was from me. And then I'll walk off.
Okay.
What day is this?
Midweek, so probably day 4.
Yeah. When you lift the lid, it smells awful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Careful with those matches.
A bird flies over, drops dead.
Yeah, that's
Protein!
I would assume that Yannick could actually dehydrate the stinky stuff. And maybe we could do class.
Every time the lid is opened, he's harvesting air
Oh.
to replace the
Smart.
air.
Okay, I see.
Yep.
Rude. I was giving you a gift.
Yes, you just get a wave of stank.
Even had them leave the door open.
About midweek, as this is all happening, Helena pulls you aside.
Oh yeah.
And says, "Do you remember I asked you about the potential help from a leg?
I do.
Who do I contact for that?"
Ah, yes. Dr. Olin. He works from the base here, just much farther up the ladder than you or I.
Do you think we can meet him?
Absolutely.
Do
I can set up a meeting, yes, with him.
Sooner rather than later, maybe.
Of course. Let me see what I can do.
Thank you.
Are you sure?
I am.
Okay.
Thank you, Deirdre.
How do I go about
So
talking to Dr. Olin? He's a doctor?
Mhm.
Great.
I mean, he is your direct superior.
Yes.
And you periodically do check in, because there is work to be done. So it's not like you can't just go talk to him.
Great.
So if you want to do that,
I
you
will
can.
come find him.
Okay. So you go down into the administration, past medical, past most of the front-facing parts of the building, down the steps, down a few floors.
Past Marcus getting his cream.
Yes. Yep. 100%.
Bringing it back. Bringing it back.
One of the
Martin.
Martin.
Martin! Oh my gosh.
It was the
Poor
Maverick.
guy.
Oh right, yes, that.
I hate that guy.
you passed the guy. You passed the guy
Oh,
I knocked out, and he's still in a coma.
Still
knocked
out.
Still in a coma.
But you are outside the lab of Dr. Olin, if you want to enter. Visit.
Bowen.
Come in, Morven.
Yes. Hello, Doctor. It's been a little while.
How is it out in the tents?
Horrible.
Yes.
You and I both knew that was going to happen.
Unfortunate.
There is a recruit. Helena.
Burks.
Burks. She has been struggling with basic training. Physically. She has a bum leg. And she was hoping that Falstat could do something. And I told her that they could.
A volunteer.
Volunteer.
Well, I'll leave my schedule opened up.
I don't like the sound of that.
Experiment.
Shall we schedule with a consultation tonight?
Tonight. Yes, of course. She did say the sooner the better.
Now, of course, we wouldn't be in the... we must see what exactly the problem is, and diagnose, and go from there. So, no need to clean the tools, as it were, right now. But I would like to see her and understand the problem. So let's say... when do you finish training, usually, during the day?
I don't know. When do we finish training?
After dinner, so probably 7, 8.
Around 8 o'clock.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You usually finish around.
Hey, this is what I've heard.
It was a formality.
8 o'clock.
8:30 in my lab.
We can do that.
You didn't pressure her in any way, or
No. Not at all.
interesting?
She has a cheery countenance. She believes the best in everyone. Every single person.
Well, one can't disappoint then. We should help.
Yes. Of course.
Right. Well, I have many things to do, and you probably have to, I don't know, crawl in a hole or something. I don't...
Scrub a toilet or
Yes.
2, or 3, or like 10. Yes. See you later. Thank you, by the way.
Oh, no. The pleasure is all mine. For the greater good.
For the greater good.
If that happened in the morning, I would like to meet you in the mess hall. And I will walk up to him and say, I would like to see where the traitors are being kept.
Traitors?
Oh,
Oh,
temporary.
Janik and
traitors.
Oliver.
Yes.
Yes. Sure, come. There's when we get there I'll show you Cricket made this. It's kind of a pulley system to get them food and other items. Did you want to
No, I'm just here to
them.
look.
fish
And,
chips? Do you guys mind opening the door?
Whatever. At this point, this.
Stand back.
It's basically punishment for them.
Yeah, they've kind of learned now that they don't like pull on like they. You see that there's actually like 2 ropes that they've tied on the edge of this thing because they stand far back and pull this thing away from the. Just the stench that comes out is enough to almost knock you off your feet.
And
I'm just here to observe. That is all.
that's fascinating. Why would you want to observe 2 men in a hole?
Well, because clearly they did something wrong. And I need to know what kind of people do wrong things.
What kind of people?
Just
Looks like
making sure.
a redhead boy and a brown-haired boy. Those kind of people. They do wrong things.
Very gross looking boys.
Their hair going.
Anyone can do wrong things.
Of course. I'm just trying to understand.
Is that Lydia?
Looks like it.
Are
Sorry
you-
about the smell?
I should say, are you close enough to the like? Are you looking at them?
I'm looking enough that I can see them, but hopefully they can't see me.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Sounds like Lydia's up
Well, why? She wouldn't be her. I mean, she would come and say she'd only come just to say, "Hey, I'm cheering for you guys because I'm very sweet about everything." So that's all she would be doing, and that would like I appreciate it, but it's probably not her. It's fine.
And about that time, Cricket comes to the hole.
Everyone's just looking in the hole.
Lydia, Marvin, what are you doing here? Hey, Oliver, how you doing? Oh, and you too, Janik. What are you doing?
Oh, you know, just
Well, I heard through.
sitting.
You asked me to help you write letters to them, so I wanted to observe to see.
Rock will come out of the mess tent after that.
Yeah, they're
See them and he's like, oh, I guess I'll go over there.
Our whole platoon is just
Hey, she said she's here to observe you. Are you gonna do anything?
I mean, I had to. Can you look away for a minute?
I pump fake Cricket.
Oh, you see, they have.
As soon as I get to the hole, I like grab him by the shoulders and like fake push him in. Like,
Okay, look. I said I was sorry.
I'm just.
I don't want
I'm
you
just
dead.
Kidding. I'm just
Okay.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I did do that though.
I come up
have
behind
fun.
Lydia and like I get really close to your ear, like my head's behind yours, and I just say, very matter of factly, being a traitor, being a rule breaker depends on who writes the rules. And then I'll just walk away.
You got 3 more days, Janik. You're doing great.
I've been using your pillow, but I'll wash the pillowcase when you come back out. It's a little oily.
I don't think that they're worried about the state of their pillowcase.
Had Dr. Pepper on my nose. Overactive sebaceous glands. Write that on.
I think I walk away
Crickets.
and I
Medical record.
find my own space behind the tent and I just vomit.
Okay.
Can we hear the vomit?
Behind the tent. It's gonna smell for days.
Yeah. Gross.
A10. There's probably plenty of
Yeah.
that.
She was a school teacher, so she was vomiting. No, ain't no students know.
Well, should we give these guys some privacy and get to drills?
I guess so.
Unless we have anything else to say.
Do you need anything that we can actually provide?
Maybe some extra buckets.
Oh, you know what? That's not a bad.
Aren't you keeping
idea.
the bowls from the gruel?
You know what? I'm gonna grab some
They're all
buckets.
full.
We'll get you cleaned up real quick. I don't think
So you
Chips
have a-
and Fish will mind.
Glass bottle down there too.
Chips, Fish, we're gonna.
It's also full.
Oh my!
It's gonna be a scene. It'll be a minute. We're gonna clean it out
Oh,
in a music montage.
I'm gonna go.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go on a run. You can do this. I'm not gonna help with
It's
this.
the bucket song. Cleaning out
Just
the
crickets.
buckets. Bucket
Hauling
song.
buckets of human waste.
Yeah. It's hard being cricket when cleaning buckets of poop, but someone's gotta do it. 'Cause they doed it.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Wow, that was a great music montage. And you're all cleaned out now. And I sent down some fresh buckets too.
Thanks, Cricket.
We
Yeah.
appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah. Alright, well. I guess I'll talk to you later.
Probably throw those bowls away.
Oh?
Send them back to the.
Okay then. Bye.
Back into the darkness.
Anybody else doing anything before we move to the evening?
I will tell Helena about our meeting tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just learning how to work on machines, specifically mechs, to like repair them and get them fixed up for war and stuff. Just learning all I can still about
Yeah.
those.
Absolutely.
I'm holding my breath a lot. Learning how to just breathe.
Breathe.
I'm practicing my reflexes and reaction time so I can take one for the team.
I start scribbling in my journal just like random dots and symbols and lines that don't make sense to even me, and just trying
But
to
it can help you make
doodle.
your-
But she's not an artist, so she's just
She's going insane.
a little bit.
Then going into the pit was her breaking point.
It's just like
She should be in the
hashtags and like equal sign swing games.
First,
You know?
first
Yeah.
her husband dies, and now her friends go.
She's a witch.
She's going
Put her
crazy.
away.
Actually, that's a good point. Can I find Kislov?
Always. He's
Great.
your drill sergeant.
I will hold out my pistol to him. Can you? I'm not. I'm not a good shot with this.
This is an understatement.
I think that if maybe I knew how it worked. To me, this is just something I hold in my hand and I pull the trigger. But if you could teach me how this works, this piece of weaponry, I think I could. I think it would help me make it work.
Okay.
It's how my mind works.
Takes it. So you know how to load, unload.
I do. I know the basics. I just.
He's pulling the gun apart and he flips the barrel to clicks it back in. And he's like, if you need to familiarize yourself with the weapon more before you, and
Right. What goes on inside that metal case?
if it's the bullet goes. Nate's not going to explain to you how a gun works right now because I have the basics, but I don't know the terms.
The hammer.
The hammer.
But
hits
he
the-
does.
But
Hits
he
the
does.
primer,
The hammer hits
What is
the
it?
primer.
Hammer hits the
Primer.
primer.
which lights the
Ignition.
Well, it lights the
powder.
gunpowder on the
powder,
inside
yeah,
and
the
it sends
powder
the bullet out
propels
the
the bullet.
barrel.
That's the one.
That makes sense. Thank you.
knowledge is power.
If
I can now use logic instead of
Yeah.
technique.
I can now use logic instead of technique for shooting my gun.
I'm sure they were keeping track of that at home.
Oh, really?
What?
Is that what the skill does?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
That's what we're all doing. We're all explaining us learning our new skills.
Thank you, Kiswell.
If you look down the barrel, you can see
I appreciate
spirals. And the
Of course.
spirals make the bullet turn, which makes it shoot straighter, so you can fire it for longer distances.
Cricket is not here.
Wow.
You hear
Oh,
Kislev explain it.
That's alright. I like it. I like it. In my head. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I would still practice. You were still a terrible shot.
I will keep practicing. All of us have gifts. Different kinds.
Right.
Are we done now?
While Rock is running with some other C8 members, clearly not these guys, because, I don't know, they don't drill, I guess.
We are always
Drilling.
You're having a
This is
mental
before
breakdown.
drill.
No, that was before.
Oh, okay.
This is now.
We're all at the
We're
drill.
all with you.
I'm
Thank
free.
you.
No, I'm free. I'm free. I'm
He's
free
running
running.
free.
Oh, you're
Drilling.
pre-drilling.
Yeah, I'm free drilling. So while I'm pre-drilling, I'll like pass by wherever the Reshik is, and I'll like give him like a nod, like a you know, I know, wink, wink.
You want me
No.
in your squad.
Oh.
Just like a, you know, it's what Rock would do.
Yep.
He wants to be seen.
Yeah, so they were, I don't know if we did what you guys said, you're explaining your skills for level 2 is what they were explaining.
We leveled up.
But
We're learning.
jumping to this evening,
Evening.
after you all are heading essentially after dinner.
Man, guys, that was such a good day.
I'm so tired.
I feel great.
And-
that ropes course was good.
Did you pre-drill again?
Oh yeah, it really sets my mind to just like straight as an arrow through the day to just knock it out of the park.
I mean, yeah, that adds up. For
We're a little light, so I'm trying to, you know, Oliver and Janik weren't the fastest, so I actually think our group time's up like 5 whole minutes.
Actually rolled really well in the check. Thank you.
I
very
think
much.
Yeah, but you were always in the back.
I think I was able to fine tune the engine to go 0.5% faster. It would be a noticeable difference on the
Dial-up
battlefield for long, right? Yeah. It's like if you tighten the coils on the canister, then you load it into. I'm just going in on this.
Yeah. Cool. Is it gonna make you not die?
It gonna do well.
Question for you, to point out why you might be the biggest idiot known to man. What was that lady's name?
Miller.
Did
Miller.
Miller ever tell you what happened to the last pilot of that Harbinger?
No.
What about the one before that?
You know.
Or the one before that?
Yeah.
Or the one before that? Or the one before that? Did you ever think for 1 second why they're putting a 16-year-old in the pilot seat? Maybe
like
because all of the
you're just
people who
explaining
could
the
do
war.
it
You're 16.
are dead.
Yeah, I mean that's how it goes for soldiers too. I mean, all the people before us, they've died. I'm very well aware that I could die in this machine, Rock.
I don't think that you realize how many pilots have sat in that very seat before you
Look,
and are just
I know that
Cannon
it puts
fodder.
a target on my back, but this is what I want to do. You know, just want to get out there and I want to fight. I want to make a difference, and I don't want to be in the sidelines anymore. I know that you're the one that's always used to being up front, the one that, oh yeah, everybody loves Rock because he's big and strong and he
No.
follows the rules.
Have you ever been to our house?
Your house?
Our house? with our mother.
Yeah.
You had a bedroom.
I lived there.
I didn't.
Well,
Do you think that means she loved me
we
more?
shared a bedroom. Where did you sleep then? We slept in the same room.
I slept next to the fireplace.
Well,
That was your other brother.
It was your other brother.
you have a very different recollection of that house.
Yeah,
than
because
do.
I'm an adult.
It's almost like we imagined it in two very different
Yeah, it's almost
ways.
like we just imagine things differently and just come up with it on the fly.
Look, we should really write out blueprints to our house maybe so that we can both recall it correctly.
Listen,
and
all I'm saying
The fourth session.
has Lydia read the letter to you? Have you read the letter?
We
You got
started
the
it.
gist?
I know that it starts out.
I don't need to relive this.
Yeah,
I just
Lydia scares me.
I'm literally sitting right here.
You see what I mean? She's so quiet, and then she just comes out of nowhere. And she talks about.
I want
dead
you to
husband a lot,
see.
I'm just-
I want you to see that.
I'm sorry. Right. How is he? No, not how is he?
Over here.
Yeah.
I just. We have no aunts and uncles.
Hey, rock,
We have no grandparents.
Rock.
We have no aunts and uncles. We have no cousins.
rock.
The only way that our family line goes on is if you go back to Skalt and you meet a nice Skaltanese girl and you make little cricket babies and you send them off to war.
Hey, Rock. Does this mean you care about me?
No, I care about our mother
I think-
and I care about what she wants, and she doesn't want me to live.
I think you like me,
Did
Rock.
you read the letter?
I think you like me. I think you love me, and that's why you're telling me this, and you don't want me to die.
No, I think that I hate you so much that seeing you die
I hate you too.
would give me no joy because I could not torment you.
See, that's just the way we say we love each other, is by saying that we hate each other. He's done it to me ever since I was this big. Yeah.
Scalp is a very different place.
Yeah, that sucks.
My point is, at the end of the day, don't feel special for being put in that machine. You're just the next man up.
You really know how to build a person up.
Hey. It's the cocky guys that die first, so.
Am I the cocky one here?
Kind of.
At least I have my age to blame. What's your excuse? You should know better by now.
You're calling me cocky?
I'm calling you full of yourself.
I've gotten nothing but compliments by my superiors.
Yeah, it's
For
because
my
you're
teamwork, for
out
my...
brown nosing all day. What's the pre-drills really for, Rock?
So
You
I
got
can
some insecurities there,
tune my
don't you?
body to be ready to pick your slow self back up so you don't drag down our
Yeah,
team
why don't
time.
you finish last on the next thing too?
Yeah, so I can lift up the 85-year-old woman that they put in C8 with us. I'm just following orders, man.
Well, I love you too.
Never said that. Lydia, you feeling better? You were a little white this morning during drills. A little pale, a little flushed.
I'm fine.
You look sick.
I'm fine.
Don't ask her about her husband.
I literally never was going to ask her about her husband, because that's insane. But like, why are you always so mad?
I'm not mad.
Like, I know we're miserable here, and
It's
it's
probably because of the thing that I told you not to ask her about.
like, why not go to Bast or something and become a teacher? Why'd you join up if it seems like you'd rather be doing something
Do you
else?
want to know?
She's a very scary teacher.
I mean, I asked, so yes, I do. I mean,
I have nothing left to live for.
what about teaching? Doesn't that give you life? I mean, you seem to really like yelling at my brother. It's fun to yell at him, isn't it?
And you seem to be, like, fairly good at everything. Master of none, of course, but...
Jack of all trades, some might say.
Wow.
Make your own luck.
Maverick.
I don't have anything to live for, and this war took my husband, so the least I can do is take revenge on the enemy.
So he died fighting for Falstat?
In a way.
Pour one out.
He died of disease in the trenches.
Oh.
He died of what?
Disease in the trenches.
Like
Like trench foot?
like he's
They couldn't figure out what it was.
like did he get injured and it was infected, or
I don't know.
that's pretty heavy actually.
It would have been better to be shot, honestly. Well, at least I know why you're sad all the time.
Yes, Cricket. And not angry.
So what did you learn at the pit today?
I'm figuring that out.
Okay. So, what do you think's next for us? Troop, whatever troop we are. What troop are we?
Just
Barracks
C8.
C8.
Yeah.
C8?
C8.
See?
C8.
Morbid, you are keeping track of the time. It's getting close to your meeting. And Helena is also keeping track, and she kind of nudges your taps your shoulder.
She heard me call her an 85-year-old woman. Probably.
Do we need to go?
We do. Ready?
He's brash and bold.
On the way there. You know what? Never mind. Totally silent. Unless
Okay.
she decides to start conversation.
She's just humming like she usually does. Just humming away. When other soldiers pass by, just like Helen always does, she just says hello. Normally no one says anything back. Eventually you guys get into administration. And she says, which way?
Down the stairs.
Great. So I'm assuming you're leading her because she has
Yes.
no idea.
Yes.
She comments, "Oh, I didn't realize this building went so low.
It's built very far into the ground.
Interesting.
Yes. Helena, what gives you such joy all the time?
Oh, well,
No matter what, all of these angry faces, all of this terrible weather, you're always humming and smiling and saying hello. Why?
Well, it is. I mean, it's kind of awful here.
Kind of.
It's all kinds of awful here. But I have to be here. And why would I try to suffer through it? Why wouldn't I just, I'd rather be happy, dearie. So if I put that out in the world and I don't know.
Isn't it harder work to be happy than to just suffer through it?
It's harder work doing anything that means something.
And it means something to you.
Sure. I mean, and apologies, I know we're not supposed to say anything, but this is temporary. All of this, it's fine.
You have faith.
Where are we headed?
Farther down.
You continue down, entering the hallway with Victor Odin's laboratory. And he actually is at the door as you guys are coming. He opens it up.
Oh, hello.
It is lovely to see you both. Please, come in.
Yes, Helena, this is Dr. Olin.
They shake hands, and he says, Helena Bowen. Interesting. Burks. I said Bowen. Morphin Bowen. I'm combining people together. It's a let's experiment.
No!
A volunteer.
Not what I came down here for. Clutches pearls.
Yes, Helena was the one complaining of pain in her leg, an injury from farming quite a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Well, how about you two sit here, and he goes to the other side of the desk, his large desk, and he, as per usual, as Dr. Olin does, as he stands there talking, he begins to tap his pen to the clock. So, Helena, tell me, where did this injury come from? And she begins to explain. And every time that it's the sound that you hear all the time, it almost becomes just like a sound of knowing that where his brain is headed with all of this. And I am going to continuously do this. We need that ambiance. Thank you. Perfect. She begins. Well, memory serves. We were out harvesting. It was a great harvest that year, and we had purchased a new farming tool, new tractor for the farm that was supposed to help us do things a little bit quicker, and we needed to get the harvest done, so we didn't quite understand it fully. And got a little bit carried away. The I can't remember exactly how it happened, but the tractor ran over my leg. So it crushed the bone, and yes, see. Write this down, Bone. The patient is suffering from what appears to be the aftermath of a farming injury. Obviously, she's moving, and there is.
Quiet on set.
She's moving, able to function, but is in need of definitely something that could help quality of life. Am I correct in saying that, Helena? And Helena says, that sounds about right, yes. Good. We could... Yes. Bowen, you and I will talk, but I believe... Helena, this will put you out of commission, probably, for recovery for surgery like this would be, I'd say, a week, maybe 2, at least, of complete inactivity, and a few weeks of full recovery. But I can guarantee you that you will walk as you've never walked before. Maybe better, in fact, than you did even before the injury. She gets a little bit quieter. And she's like, you mean very beyond capabilities that I had before? Yes. Bowen, surgery date, January 26th. 3 days from now. That should be plenty of time to get things ready. I expect that you will be there. Skilf. Sorry, I know that title is a little bit hard to hear at the moment. But I will need you in the room, Bowen,
Of course.
to assist. I promise you, Helena, your life, it will change. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have not had lunch.
Yes, of course. Come, Helena. Let's go.
And as you guys exit, he seems sweet.
Yes. He, in his own way, wishes to help people.
Great. January 26th.
Oh, we're out of the pit.
6:17 AC.
The pit.
You're all gathered again as a platoon around the pit as one by one, Janik, followed by Oliver, is brought up out of the pit. They look awful. I'd say probably a good 10 pounds lighter.
Janik didn't have much to lose, but yes.
Clothes soiled beyond repair.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the the wounds that you guys, because they roughed you up a bit before putting you in there, those did not heal very well. And you're both coughing. It probably had a fever at least for a day or two. And both of you, you're very faint, just not even at the point where it's hard to stand. So you're being supported. But Leopold is there and says, take the skills to medical, Bowen. You'll treat them. And you'll stay with them. Make sure that they are back to their, well, I'll give you, this is your jurisdiction.
Yes, sir.
So you guys are carried essentially, as your feet kind of drag on the ground, to the medical lane. The words I cannot choose, they're not coming out correctly. You're put in medical. You're given the task of just watching over them, essentially. And I'm watching the time, so I'm going to push us here. I just want to get us to a certain point here. So,
When we're led out of the pit and pass by Kislav, I think Janik would be humming the one of the hymns that Helena always would hum, kind of under his breath, but intentionally so that Kislav hears him. Just as a little
sure.
stick it to the man.
Yeah, get thrown back in the pit.
As soon as the three of us are alone, without guards, anyone, I told the both of you to be careful. That wasn't careful enough.
Sorry, Claire, when did you tell us that?
In your
interview meeting?
interviews.
Okay.
Oliver, you have to be more careful. I don't care what you believe or what you worship, what other people do. And they don't like it here.
Yeah, no, we talked about it.
All right. That's all I have to say then.
Can I go to sleep now?
Sure.
Can I take a bath first?
Maybe that's the best idea.
Great.
There's a soldier who actually helps Oliver because he can't. He's so far gone at this point. So you guys are kind of assisted, and then you begin your treatment. I assume. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lots of disinfecting. Lots of ice. And. Yep. And this kind of disinfecting burns. Like, this is not, like, family-friendly stuff. This is gonna burn.
Oliver is actually, at this point, he's passed out. So anything you're doing, he's not even reacting. So
Yeah, probably the same.
So, you spend most of the day in there. As night falls, Lydia, you are in the sort of in that state where just about to fall asleep. And you feel as you're right near the edge of the tent, you feel a cold wind blow in towards you.
Do I see anything?
Looking around, you kind of take stock of the situation. The tent flap looks like it just kind of had moved.
I very stealthily go over and try to see what might have disturbed it.
Looks like it was opened but never, like there's usually like a tie, but no one tied it.
Do I remember someone coming through and tying it before?
Looking around the room, no, you knew that. Next to you would be Morgan, but she's in medical.
Mm-hmm.
Next to her, Burks. Both beds empty.
Anyone else missing?
From your vantage point, no.
I'm gonna step out and just not leave the tent yet, but just kind of see if I see any footprints or anything
In the fresh snow,
out of place.
leading away from the tent.
Just two?
One set.
One set.
I was already in medical all day.
And I would have known that?
Mhm.
Does anybody look like they're awake?
Rock snoring away.
I'm still using pillows asleep.
Of course.
Where do the footprints look like they go?
Towards south, which would be towards the center of the camp.
Okay. I'm gonna follow them, but like walk in the footprints and try to determine like how large of a person maybe it was. Like if it was a man or a woman, just by assessing.
Smaller footprints.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I follow them.
Okay.
Noticeable drag on one of the feet.
One footstep's longer than the
Morgan, you're tired. You've been treating them all day, and you're kind of just sitting there, and you're dozing here and there. Both of them have not moved, stirred at all. You feel something cold in the back of your head. Quiet. Don't move. Bowen, you're going to take me to medical. Bolin's laboratory, please.
Yes. Okay. Do I recognize the voice?
Sounds familiar, but it's a different accent.
This way. Can I shut and lock the boys in behind me?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I go straight
Down the steps quickly.
down the steps? Yeah.
You continuously feel the gun sort of right at the base of your neck. Quick feet behind you. And you eventually, if there's ever a sound, you feel like a hand on your shoulder. Stop. Go. Eventually, you get to Dr. Olin's office. Open it. The person says, corner of the room. Go.
Okay.
You move.
I do everything they say.
Person goes in. Helena is behind you. She has the gun pointed. She's flipping through things on the desk. She's pocketing things. Notes. Things. She's opening files. She's putting things in a bag. I was wondering where the lab was. Appreciate your help. I don't want to kill you. She steps back. You've been very helpful. I hope you make it out alive.
Wait. Shoot me. Right here.
You sure?
Yes.
She holds it very close. Kind of grabs something over the gun, like finds another coat and just.
Okay, go.
She runs up the steps. Lydia, you were following in these tracks. And as you were coming up to the administration building, coming out in a quick is Helena. You see her, just in the flash, she hides the gun. Hello, dearie.
What are you doing outside? Weren't you in surgery or something like that?
Oh, it got cancelled. I don't know why.
I don't think Falstat cancels meetings.
Olin was sick or something. I don't know.
What is going on?
What do you mean?
Something's weird, Helena.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm leaving, going back to the tent.
Why were you here then if they cancelled it? It's late.
Well, I went, but then more of it said that she had to watch the boys, and he didn't have help, and so they sent me back. She's in there, you can ask her.
Why do you have a gun? Are we allowed weapons in the tent? Or do we get handed them in the morning, historian?
Typically she doesn't usually carry a sidearm on her, no.
Yeah. Why do you have a pistol though? That's not what you use.
Dice roll.
Can I contest it?
One.
Can I contest it?
That's a good one.
Can I contest it?
No rollies.
She is, I will say, give me an alacrity check.
I would have made sure she shot me.
Yeah.
6.
Smart.
6? Faster than anything, right on your head. Out. You're gone. She knocks you out.
Oh, I thought you shot.
Nope.
Lydia's dead gone.
Oh no.
New character.
It's like her husband.
You wake up.
I don't know, does she?
It's about. You're not sure how long. It's still dark outside. There's a soldier that's kind of like, "Hey, are you okay?
Where did she go?
What do you mean?"
She had a pistol. Helena, she had a pistol, and it looked like she was... And I push past him, and I go running down the stairs.
Where are you at?
I'm wrapping myself up. And
What is going on?
Went to...
Hello? Is anyone down here?
Yes, it's me.
What's happened? Oh my gosh, Morphin. Do you need help?
I'm all right. I wrapped
What
it
just
up.
happened? I saw Helena outside with the pistol, and she...
She must have been the one to shoot me.
You don't remember?
My back was turned. I was in the lab preparing for surgery, and... Did she attack you?
I don't know how long I've been out.
There's a big goose egg on her head. by the way.
Can I take care of you?
I
Come
guess.
sit down.
Sure.
I grab some ice, pack it in to a little sack, and I hold this. Hold this.
You
here.
don't... Okay, you...
I'm all right.
You don't seem...
I took care of it.
But you don't seem worried about this?
This is war.
What just happened?
I was shot. You were knocked out. Life goes on. I don't know what else to tell you.
Why did she shoot you?
I don't know. Maybe she wanted something. I don't know.
What do we do?
Talk to our superiors, I suppose.
Okay.
Take a seat. Calm down. I will go get them.
All right.
So I will find the nearest guard and tell them to get Kislov and Leopold's.
Well, the one that you kind of pushed aside has been coming kind of following, like after like, he's like very confused. He didn't like come in until a little bit later. So you're essentially getting everybody together. It takes a good bit to kind of get everybody situated. And it's been probably, since you've been shot, I'd say probably 15, 20 minutes. And then there's about, till the chaos goes, there's probably another 5-10 minutes before the base alarms begin to start going off. You're all awoken by this.
Shut up, Brock. Brock, shut up. Brock. It's the alarm, idiot. The alarm? The alarm!
During all of this, and they're locking things down, but Leopold, you guys are inside Leopold's office. As the only ones who saw Helena. Did you tend to that wound?
I did.
That's going to swell.
She'll be all right.
It'll be fine.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Well, I was preparing the tools for surgery Dr. Olin had scheduled tonight with Helena. And I thought I heard someone arrive. I just assumed it was the doctor or Helena herself. I did not turn around. And before I knew it, I was shot from behind. I believe I heard rustling from Olin's desk, but they ran. Whoever shot me.
You didn't get a look.
No.
But you said, who was it?
Did I already tell him?
No.
saw, it seemed like a woman. Couldn't tell who it was. Before I got a good look, she knocked me out and ran.
Bunch of traitors.
The voice sounded familiar. I was trying to ask questions, but she didn't look familiar.
Bowen. You're dismissed.
Yes, sir.
You exit. Are you sure you did not see who this was? Falstat.
It was Helena.
Once again, you prove your loyalty.
Yes, sir. For the greater good.
For the greater good. Dismissed.
It's a
You're
beautiful
welcome.
phrase.
You're so welcome.
I feel dirty every time I hear it. Yeah.
Just wait till you start saying it. You can feel the power rushing through your blood.
You're all
Who did we just talk to?
Leopold.
Leopold.
The major? Okay.
Yep.
That's Kivos to you.
Kivos.
So the base is locked down. You, as a barracks unit, are essentially quarantined inside your barracks at this point.
Are Oliver and I still in medical?
Oh,
They
yeah.
are. You are.
So, so Helena's gone?
Well, do we know
we
that?
know
Because
that?
it's this.
Hmm?
There's
Do we
a
know that Helena's
There's a
gone?
there's a
between
partition
them.
in the middle of the tent.
Are we back in the tent, or are we in a
You
different building?
After your conversation, all your tent is put back in. Other people are watching Oliver and Janik at this point.
Is our side locked up too, or just their side?
All of you.
We're locked separately.
Right.
Yes.
But like it's just a like,
Right,
a canvas.
right.
Yeah.
It's like we
We
can
can
hear
still
everything.
talk to each other.
Right.
Yeah.
What's you guys left and came back? Where were you? Do you know what's going on?
What's going on in there?
Are we under attack?
There was an
Oh,
incident
thank God.
in medical.
Oh, good. No one's hurt.
I know everyone's okay. Someone, a rebel, came in and
A rebel of what kind?
I
A spy?
I don't know.
Huh.
You say you saw Helena?
Did you ask me that in front of everybody?
Helena? What?
Helena.
Is she there?
She's the only one missing, other than you.
Do you think it was her? I am just staring you down. Heaven knows I know the answer.
Listen, well, you have nothing to gain by lying here.
Oh gosh. Do you think it was her, Lydia? That shot me?
Seems like they're having a pretty serious discussion over there.
Yeah, I can
That
I can
shot
feel
me.
you scared.
Do you think
What is the look communicating
it
check?
was her that shot me, I say. Loud enough for you guys to hear.
You got
She was shot?
She's fine.
I thought you said no one was hurt.
Yeah, that's a big hurt.
You said we weren't under attack.
That's
I'm
the opposite
fine.
of not hurt.
Do I need to get my gun?
I'm fine.
We'll shoot you too if you
We're
get
fine.
shot again.
The perpetrator is gone.
I like go to lift up from the bottom of the canvas so we can see the other side.
Oh,
Look
wow.
isn't saying anything. I'm just wondering if you're going to tell me the truth.
Yes.
I didn't see anything.
Did you tell?
Sorry.
Leopold?
true.
Good. For the greater good.
For the greater good. It's like a.
It's
It's
The
a.
rest of the 10 must hate us.
It's a reaction. This is like it's drama.
Are we the
Like,
drama?
We are the drama. We are.
How many other people are in there?
a lot?
There's like 30 people.
Yeah.
They're all trying to sleep. Like they're like taking this as a day off.
So, is anyone gonna
Popular kids
use
are
her
going
pillow?
talking again.
Wait, so like let's back up.
They're the main character.
Morphin was shot by Helena,
My
the
name
sweet
is
old lady.
Molvid. It's pronounced Molvid.
Morvid was shot by the sweet old lady, is what we're saying happened.
Hey, nobody answered my question.
What was your question?
Is anyone gonna use her pillow?
Well, considering we're in lockdown, I'm not giving it to you.
Fair enough.
Rock. Yes? I suppose. I didn't see the shooter.
Well, it sounds like Lydia was attacked by her, and it sounds like you were shot in the same. So either there was some sort of insurrection where multiple people were just going around attacking frail women. He's a misogynist.
Frail women!
Devin!
I got my wires crossed with the frail old lady.
I take my tactical knife and I rip a line down his back.
Did I say I meant targeting singular individuals who, you know, but from behind. It sounds like you were shot from behind. And look, whoa! I'm like looking at the.
It's quite the goose egg.
You were shot, but that thing is big. Somebody get the ruler out.
Could please keep your voices down. My head hurts.
You look almost as bad as Janik did.
I don't think anybody's gonna look that bad for a while.
Thank you.
So what's next here? Do we start hunting this?
No, it's
Mysterious-
not our job.
Was she actually crippled or not?
I reached through the hole that she made and grabbed the pillow.
It's so big.
Oh
The tent is large.
I'm trying to like bring it through this rip, but it's too big to get through. And I'm just looking back and forth at you guys as if you're having this intense conversation.
I'm just trying to get some answers here. You were both subdued by a crippled woman. Was she or is she not crippled? Do we know?
Did she look like she was limping when she came up the stairs?
No.
Usual suspects.
My question
Not at
stands.
I don't think she actually had a limp.
So she was a spy? We had a spy?
You're jumping to conclusions again.
Okay, so somebody's faking an injury and
I'm
making me carry her up obstacles.
They're
I'm on
stressing
the
me out.
rock
I'm gonna
side,
go
so-
through Helen's belongings. They're stressing me out. I'm gonna go through Helen's belongings.
The pillow's
There's
mine.
nothing there.
There's nothing
She
there?
had to do it.
She
I would-
bounced.
She took it.
Oh my gosh.
Bounced. Look, she
Nothing.
didn't even leave anything.
Nothing under the mattress.
She
Nothing.
had everything
Not
except
even
for-
a pillow.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Okay, listen. I don't want to sound crazy here, but it sounds like you're trying to like paint her as not a spy, which is awfully suspicious.
Not
Rock's got a
painting
point.
anyone as anything. I am not jumping to conclusions.
She was
It is
lying
up
to
to our
us.
superior. It is up to our superiors to decide what to do.
I
It's a
agree, but
pretty
you know, it's
easy
best to all be on the
conclusion
same
to
page with
jump
the facts
to.
and the truth.
It's a pretty easy conclusion to jump to.
I feel like it's a
Yeah.
pretty easy conclusion. to
I
jump
mean,
to.
it kind of lines up.
lying to us
like
the
you
entire
jumped to
time.
conclusion that book was contraband.
Clearly, it was. If they put them in a pit for a week,
We were right about that, you know, honestly, you know. I don't wanna, but, yeah, as much as I hated it, you know.
That I could have thrown up right there.
Look, I don't necessarily agree with what they did to them, but what they had definitely wasn't something that they were supposed to have.
I'm sure we'll have answers in the morning. For right now, all we can do is sit here. And we can theorize, and we can contemplate, and we can make assumptions. But it won't get us any farther than where we already are, stuck in a tent.
With a big hole in it.
I just feel like it doesn't make much sense why you're defending the woman who shot you.
I'm not defending anyone.
You're saying she's not a spy when she lied to us the whole time about being injured. I mean, I believe Lydia. She's never given us a reason to not. She says she wasn't limping. Now, I have seen Helena struggle to stand up from the breakfast table every day for a month and a half. And then all of a sudden she's running upstairs and knocking people out.
I'm not saying I don't believe Lydia either. But I didn't see anything. And until a thorough investigation is done, I will not be the one to tell you the truth.
I'm not official. I'm not writing reports. I'm just asking what you saw, and you're being cagey, so it's a little suspicious when there's a spy, and then you're being suspicious about accusing the person of being a spy.
I don't remember being cagey. This is just how I am.
Okay.
You should know that by now.
I mean, I feel like you're... Normally you're like for Falstat, and now it kind of feels like you're...
I'm always for false.
Rock, would you shut up?
I'm trying to get to the bottom of this!
It is not yours to get the bottom to.
Your head is pulsing.
Last I checked, according to the Empire, it is lights out. And I take Helena's blanket and I throw it over the hole and I go to sleep.
Wow. Now that was something. Good night.
And I think we'll end the session there.
Yeah?
Thanks so much for joining us for episode 4 of Welcome to the Table. That was a fun one. Glad you guys stuck around. We really, really appreciate you guys so much. So join us next time in 2 weeks, where we will jump in again. Thorough T7 is not this Thursday, but the Thursday after that.
Thorough Thursday theories that transcend the table.
That's Thanksgiving, so it won't be that
won't be
day.
that.
Oh, it won't be that day.
We'll figure it out.
We probably just won't have a thorough Thursday. A T7. We will not have a
That
T7.
transcends the Thanksgiving.
T8. Wonderful. All right. Are you ready to say it all together, my friends? Here we go. 1, a 2, a 3. Welcome to the table.
How can it be that as I roam, thy mercy follows me? Ne'er do I walk without thy grace, thy light abundant be. For great a sinner as am I, cannot thy will obey. But thou didst strike thy only Son, and made for me a way. In times of strife, when sorrows meet, and evil wins the day, I gaze upon thy heavenly seat, and darkness rolls away. Where can I go but to thy hand? It shields me in the fight. For all the days I walk this land, thou art my song at night. And when this heart shall beat its last, no more this air to breathe, thy call